Welcome back, everyone. So, today's topic, we are talking about one of the most frustrating experiences in language learning, the gap, the silence, the moment where your brain knows the answer, your mouth opens, and then absolutely nothing happens.
We call it the comprehension production gap. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually very simple. And by the end of this episode, you will understand exactly what is happening inside your brain in those frozen moments. And you will have 3 real, practical ways to start closing that gap, starting today.
This one is for every single person who has ever sat in a conversation in English, understood every word, smiled and nodded, and secretly had no idea what to say back. This episode is for you.
But before we get into the fix, I need to tell you something that might actually surprise you, something that most English teachers will never say out loud.
And Jake, don't give it away yet. Let's build up to it properly, because the reason matters as much as the solution. If you understand why this happens, the solution makes complete sense. If you just get the solution without the reason, it won't stick.
Fair. Okay, let's start at the beginning.
Picture this. You are watching an English film, no subtitles, and you understand everything. The jokes, the emotions, the sarcasm, the fast dialogue. You feel confident. You think, yes, my English is good. I've got this.
And then the next day, someone at work or at school, a native speaker, says something simple to you. Something like, hey, what did you get up to this weekend? And you freeze. Your mind goes completely white. And after 2 long, agonizing seconds, you say, I was at home. And they smile and walk away. And you stand there thinking, why? Why can I understand a 2-hour film, but I cannot answer one simple question about my weekend?
Have you felt that? That specific kind of frustration where your understanding is completely ahead of your speaking, where your ears are fluent, but your mouth is not? If you have, stay with us, because we are going to explain exactly what is happening. And I promise, by the end of this episode, that gap is going to feel a lot less mysterious and a lot more fixable.
So here's what is actually going on inside your brain. And this is the part that changes everything.
When you listen to English, you're using what psychologists call receptive language. Your brain is in receiving mode. It's pattern matching. It's recognizing sounds and words it has heard before. It's a passive skill, and passive skills develop relatively quickly.
But when you speak, your brain has to do something completely different. It has to retrieve words from memory, assemble them in the right order, produce the correct sounds, monitor your own output, track the other person's reaction, and manage your social anxiety, all at the exact same time.
That's not one skill. That's 5 or 6 skills firing simultaneously. And if you have mostly practiced listening, mostly watched films, mostly read, mostly studied grammar in your head, your speaking brain has barely been trained at all.
So when that person asks you about your weekend, your listening brain says, I know what they're asking, easy. But your speaking brain says, I have no idea what to do. I haven't practiced this. I'm not ready.
And here's the part that's genuinely important to understand. This is not a sign that your English is bad. It's a sign that your practice has been unbalanced. You've been training 1/2 of a 2-sided skill.
Think of it this way. Imagine you spent a year watching professional swimmers, hours and hours of watching. You understand every stroke, the technique, the breathing, the turns, and then someone throws you in the pool.
Watching swimming and swimming are completely different physical skills. Understanding English and producing English are completely different cognitive skills. One does not automatically build the other.
And now here's the thing most teachers won't tell you.
Go ahead.
The problem is not your vocabulary, it's not your grammar, it's not even your accent. The single biggest reason most English learners cannot speak is that they have never been given permission to be bad at it.
Say that again?
Most learning environments are built around correctness. Over time, your brain learns, do not speak unless you are certain you are correct. And that fear of being wrong creates silence.
And that fear is exactly what produces the frozen moment. It's not a language problem, it's a psychological one.
Have you ever noticed that when you talk to yourself in English, it flows, but the moment someone is listening, everything stops?
That's the pressure, and the pressure shuts down production.
So, what do you do about it?
3 things, real things, you can start today.
First, stop waiting until you're ready to speak. Start speaking in order to get ready.
Readiness is built through practice, not before it.
Second, use bridging phrases, simple phrases that buy you time.
Like, oh, actually, let me think. That's a good question. Yeah. So, honestly, I'd say.
These are not hesitation, they are thinking out loud.
Third, find one person to practice with. Just one. No pressure, no perfection, just real conversation.
Because speaking improves through interaction, not isolation.
And yes, you will feel embarrassed sometimes.
But that feeling is part of the process, not a sign to stop.
And over time, something changes. The fear gets smaller, the silence gets shorter, the words start to come.
Not perfect words, but real ones.
And one day, you realize you are not thinking about English anymore. You are just speaking.
So here's your question. What is one real situation this week where you can speak English?
Keep that in your mind.
Now, pause for a moment. Think about your last frozen moment, not as failure, but as lack of practice.
And that means it is fixable.
Let's quickly go through the phrases again. Say them out loud.
Oh, actually, let me think.
That's a good question. So...
Honestly, I'd say,
Right. So what happened was...
yeah, so this weekend
I'm not sure how to put this, but...
Let me think about that for a second.
That's interesting. I think what I mean is...
These phrases will save you in real conversations.
This week, have one real conversation in English. Just one.
And when your brain goes blank, use a bridging phrase.
Tell us in the comments which one you used.
And if this helped you, share it with someone who needs it.
Join us every day, not just to learn English, but to understand how it actually works.
Subscribe and be part of this journey.
In the next episode, we're talking about small talk, why it feels fake, and why it is actually one of the most powerful tools in conversation.
We will show you how to turn awkward silence into real connection.
Don't miss it.
Until then, say something in English today.
Anything. Out loud.
See you tomorrow.